my number figured out. A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Below me, bully boys blow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that.
And it was like there was 2 songs. You remember there was like, it was back in the mid '80s maybe, but there were 2 Wild Thing songs. One was a remake of was it George Thorogood? Who is it?
Wild Thing. When I think of Wild Things, I can only think of the movie Wild Things from 1995
with what's her name? Chick from Starship Troopers. The one you're thinking of? What's her name? Who's what's her name from Starship Troopers?
When are we gonna when are we gonna help people?
We're live, by the way, so that could technically happen now. We've gone live. We're here.
What?
We're here. We're live. Hello, everyone. We're live.
I've been waiting. Oh, hi, everybody.
We're live.
Okay. What you need to do is tell me these things.
I know. I feel a little bad about it. Denise Richards, by the way, is personally Denise
Richards. Yes.
Wow.
With and
Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell from Scream.
and what's his name? Dude guy who I think is kind of odd
Doesn't
looking,
matter.
but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We've said all that needs to
Does
be
not
said.
matter.
Nev Campbell.
Yeah,
But
I do not care. That information does nothing for
but
me.
the point is, there were two. There was Wild Thing by Tone Loc. Remember that one?
Yes.
And then there was
Wild
Wild
Thing.
Thing, which was a remake of. Again, I forget who was
George
the original.
Thorogood.
I think it was George Thorogood, right? Who Sam Kinison redid.
No, Sam Kinison. Sam
Yeah.
Kinnison's the comedian.
Right.
He did really? Oh, I didn't know that.
And they were out at the same time, so MTV would alternate. You know, you'd be like, "Which one is it?" And there it is. You're like, "Okay,
Right.
cool."
I think I remember the Tone Loc one more because
Both
it
were
was
great.
like it was definitely
That was part of the zeitgeist at the time. The Tone Loc one, I think.
yes, cultural zeitgeist.
There we
Yes. Always had my hand firmly on that pulse.
I of course,
The cultural zeitgeist.
clearly.
I was there for Survivor right in the beginning.
Season 1, Richard Hatch, right there.
Season
boom.
1, right there. Boom.
We
Saw
did.
it coming.
Brilliant move. He refused.
one else
he
did.
refused to. He was the only guy that could fish. He refused to fish until people gave him what he wanted. It was brilliant.
Yep.
It was just-
Rudy, the Navy SEAL, he wasn't gonna win.
Uh,
That man died, by the way.
I didn't know that.
You know,
I didn't know you
Yeah.
follow where are they now kind of thing for the Survivor cast.
I don't necessarily. I just happen to know that information.
I see.
Because it was something big enough that I think it was like on CNN or something. It was like Rudy, cast member from passes away at the age of 174, or whatever.
Got it. 100.
So
It's not that long ago, but yes,
Yeah.
I understand.
yeah, he was. But he was. Yeah, I mean, he was great. I mean, he was like one of the first Navy SEALs, and he did live long. I mean, it was until he was like I think in his 90s type of thing.
Wow.
So
Well, good for him.
you know.
Long life lived.
Yeah.
Long life lived.
Yeah.
But speaking of information, I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to give people
Right.
information.
we're here to help people. Yep.
They ask us questions, we give information. So for those of you not familiar, welcome. And what we're going to do is we have 5 questions submitted by our viewers, and we are going to answer
Yeah,
them.
you have the questions on your side? Did you?
I have the
check
questions.
email
I will
and-
share the questions. Yeah, I
Okay.
checked it, and I think I have them
Okay.
up here. So we're going to start pulling them up. Let's see.
All
So
right.
let's hop right in. Our first question is.
I hope they are
This
diverse.
is a long one, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is Pete from Angola, Indiana. Pete says, "My brother has always been completely normal outside his complete lack of interest in women. Excellent in school, successful business, already owns a house at 25, but no interest in getting a girlfriend. Turns out he was a furry and is now only into My Little Pony, like the actual anime ponies from the show. He bought a giant plushie of his favorite pony, which I ran into at his house, which he supposedly paid an embarrassing amount of money for. Is this something I should bring up with someone? Get him help? I'm willing to accept it, but if our parents ever figured out, they'd probably disown him. They are pretty religious and were already on edge with his lack of interest in having a family." It's called brony, by the way, if you're looking for the proper term for My Little Pony fans.
Oh yeah, I am not.
Yeah. So this is what
But
Pete's saying.
that's
his
okay.
brothers-
Okay. All right. Okay, Pete. Wow. Okay. Let's start with the basics. Assuming that the plushie has provided affirmative consent, what your brother does in the bedroom with it is really, none of your business at all. And no, you should not bring it up with anyone unless, of course, you'd like to be a brony pony as well. And then, you should talk to your brother. If your parents are religious and they're like the kind that believe that all of the rules of human morality were all written down in a book
Right.
2,000 years ago in the
and,
Bronze
and
Age,
thinking the hellfire punishment and all that stuff.
yeah, it's like you would think that the magical cracker people who believe that unleavened bread turns into God flesh on Sundays would be open-minded, but they are not. Unfortunately, the parents are probably not going to go for it. But
No.
I think you should support your brother in this because
You should.
He's not hurting anybody.
Not
you
hurt
know,
anybody.
there's some very safe groups out there and communities of people.
Literally.
with all of this stuff.
Conventions even.
Right. Conventions. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Brony
I
conventions.
mean, I'm aware of it. Yes, Brony. Yeah, but I mean,
By the way, Firefly
Yeah.
was my favorite pony back in the day. If she was a Pegasus, she could
wait,
fly.
fire. Oh, yeah, because I'm only thinking of the like Starlight and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
should
Starlight.
know
Wait,
them
I
better,
thought Starlight
but-
was Rainbow Bright's
no.
horse.
That might be. Yeah.
I know too much.
I'm
For the
I'm
record,
off
I
on
had
my
younger.
19
I had younger sisters, by the way, so this is why I know some of these things. But just
Does it? Why would it matter?
Wasn't in the Rainbow Bright. Wasn't in the Rainbow Bright. I watched a little
Right.
bit of the My Little
Sailor-
Pony.
Sailor Moon though.
Sailor Moon I enjoyed because I enjoyed things
Yeah.
from Japanese.
Powerpuff Girls?
stuff. In Powerpuff Girls did not do. No, not in Powerpuff Girls.
No.
That was after my time. Also, that came later.
Right, like what really is the time? I mean, like
I don't know
after
what
being an
Powerpuff
adult,
Girls-
like I've still been into certain days. I was into it like in my 20s, I guess. You know,
You were into Powerpuff Girls in your 20s?
I guess no. I wasn't into it. I was, but yeah, I've seen it. Relate.
And they were
But anyway, so
they were created in a lab, which I did not know.
so
Yeah, it didn't come out until '98, dude.
Wait.
It was like we were in college then.
right. That's what I'm saying. So I was thinking like later, like in my life, in my 20s.
Okay,
But this is about Pete,
not judging
and
Pete.
but Pete is
That's true. Speaking of judging, Pete,
and,
don't judge your brother.
Yeah, don't be judgy.
Right.
Yeah, no, you don't. His lack of interest in women isn't a weird thing. It doesn't. That's not a problem. It's not a.
It's not.
It's not like he's totally good except for that. It's not a thing he has to do to be normal. He just
Right.
do what he wants.
There are a lot of really bad sexual deviancies out there. This is not at the top of the list.
At all. Yeah, not even close. Lots of
Yeah,
And
like dressing.
so,
and for,
if
I was gonna say, people who don't know, by the way, just really quick, he said he was a furry. What that means is, and let's make sure we're coordinating definition. Someone who dresses up in the big costumes, the furry like costumes, kind of like a mascot you'd see at a baseball game, and they portray that kind of creature, often sexually involved, meaning people often have sex when wearing the costumes, and pretend they're that.
sometimes it's just like cuddling. Other
Sometimes
things.
it's just cuddling.
There's that
That's
for
right.
that group. Yeah.
Right, and then My
Yes,
Little
and
Pony
there's whole
is
conventions at hotels, which they have like pre-booked, where everybody is like it's all arranged and stuff,
yes.
as opposed to, walking into a brothel in Berlin. That's I can tell you from experience. That's you don't know what you're gonna find.
And then we could play What's in the Bucket.
No, yeah. Or what's that bucket for? What's gonna happen with the bucket?
Oh, that's great. But I should point out though that the bronies, it's mostly harmless. However, there's
a harm aspect.
yeah,
aspect?
well, because like if you look at like
Go on.
the animation, how it was produced back in the day, right? When it took the brony curve, it's very like you see the way they're drawn, and like it's much more sexualized.
The ponies have been more sexualized.
Yeah.
The,
Let me show you.
like
real
the
quick.
modern
I can show
My
you a
Little
quick,
Pony?
quick thing. Yeah. Well, not
like the
in the
80s
not in the
Oh, I was
cartoon
thinking of
show.
80s animation. Oh, in what?
Yeah,
Like, what is there source material?
yeah.
Like, I
So
thought the show was the source material.
well, it takes from the show, but then it kind of goes to the next step, and I can't find any quick easy pictures, but basically it's like the ponies. You'll see them like they're always back to the camera with more rounded posteriors. You know what I mean? Kind of like showing off that they're in a more sexualized way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's fine. It's part of the fetish. But the thing is, like, there's another side and aspect of it that is a children's TV show, right? So,
Right.
nary the two
And
should
there's
mix, right? It's a different.
Right. But there can be a degree of that fetishization as long as there is a firm partition in terms.
And that's
of,
what I'm saying, the partition,
all of
right.
that, and that's what has to happen.
Right.
There's
And I'd be
lots of
concerned
role
that
play and all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
Like what. I mean, Pete's getting probably much more than you bargained for. So, Pete,
sorry,
thinking of all of this
We got
stuff,
crazy.
dude. No, but this is all information I think that's super important for you because this is all totally normal. Like it's just human sexuality.
Yeah.
It's pretty expansive and can cover a lot. And as long as it's done, safely and everybody's cool, then awesome.
Everyone's got their kink as long as no one's getting hurt. It's okay. And everyone's
Or they're
consenting.
getting hurt with consent.
Fair. Consent is the
Speak
thing.
for
I shouldn't have said hurt. No. You're right. I just kink shamed, and I shouldn't have done that. You're right. It's too funny. So, Pete, that's the deal. Your brother's
my
fine.
candle wax.
Candle wax around the nipples. No. What the fuck? Weird science. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to take Gary to the party. Oh, Gary.
Such a good movie.
It's so good.
86.
So
Kelly
good.
LeBrock.
Oh my god, Kelly
Oh.
LeBrock, Anthony Michael Hall. Great flick. Anyway, so yeah, again, he's fine. Like he's doing
Yeah.
everything you said. He's a successful guy. He has his own house, so he can do what the fuck he wants. It's like whatever. Just don't tell your
seriously.
parents.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. And like if you paid a whole lot of money for something, like yeah, who cares?
There's money.
Like if,
right?
you know, yeah, he wasn't engaging in the Russian slave trade, so
Right.
it's okay. He bought a big, expensive plushie.
Whatever.
Great.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Like, good for him.
Even if he's having sex with it, so what? Right.
Who cares?
Right. It's like,
He probably is, and that's fine.
right. So it's fine. No
I need
worries.
to whisper it.
So Pete,
We've all been there.
so Pete, hopefully that clears things up for you there. Let's move on. This one's coming from Sherry. Yeah, I'm pronouncing that right. From Gillette, Wyoming. Sherry says, I'm one of only a handful of people of my race at my job, and I am the only vegetarian. About twice a month, the production supervisor plans a lunch party in the break room. It's twice as long as a regular lunch. There isn't really anywhere to eat besides the break room. So far, there has never been a vegetarian option. I've asked once before and was told the idea of a non-meat diet offends them. So now it's a situation where I get upset because they keep offering me stuff, and then they seem genuinely offended that I'm asking to bring my own food or to order something special. What do I do? Quit?
Gee, okay, yeah, like okay. First, my sincerest sympathies that you live in Wyoming. While the landscapes are majestic and beautiful, meat is also considered in 3 out of the 4 food groups.
Yes.
So what you need to understand about your coworkers is that what's actually the meat sweats is what they're considering to be exercise. The reason that they're acting kind of negatively is because, okay, you are a human being, and human beings require nourishment other than that of a massively drugged up farm animal. Like that is a fact.
Yes.
That you an all farm
Right.
animal diet is just not sustainable.
I'm missing a
so
key
your
thing though here,
coworkers are
dude.
Probably very
I'm missing a key thing that like vegetarians not that far out there. Like if you were like I'm a gluten vegan whatever, okay, maybe that's like a little odd.
Like this
Vegetarians
is extra judgy.
pretty popular. A lot of people are vegetarian for a lot of reasons.
I because it's Wyoming and it's cattle rancher, I think they're just reacting super negatively.
Maybe
to
that's
something
what it
new.
is.
I mean, we doubled down on slavery until the 19th century.
Fair.
Like that's
Fair.
how stubborn. I mean,
One
so
could
I'm
argue
sure
we're still
when-
fighting it, but
right. Well, so when Sherry's breaking out a salad instead of eating the I don't know, whatever the offered mound of
Yeah.
bovine hemoglobin
Right.
that she's being, here, consume this
slab of
protein.
meat.
She's like, no, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're getting all judgy.
Is
They probably also
is-
got
is-
angina.
Like, is there a restaurant in the Is there a restaurant in the world where there isn't a vegetarian option? Like at least one dish. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Well,
like-
maybe not in Wyoming. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's what
I
I
don't
said.
know.
Those guys are carnivorous, judgy little.
and I'm gonna go out on a limb, so I'm gonna say Shiri and then my race, and I'm gonna say Indian, Asian Indian is my guess here.
Yeah.
And my question is gonna be, why are you as an Asian Indian living in Wyoming?
Right, but what?
Do they even know?
it
Do they even?
is-
Do they even know? Do they even understand where you're from? I'm suspecting not. Right? It's
Yeah,
like-
they probably. Yeah, that is true. They.
I have a
I
I have a
mean-
I have a coworker that was Indian, and she took a trip to South Carolina, and she like it was the strangest thing. She was walking around, and she's like, people didn't even know. They thought she was Mexican. They didn't even understand what she was. I'm like, really? South Carolina? She's like, yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, what the hell?
I mean, that doesn't surprise me
Yeah.
in the least. But yeah, I would guess of either Indian or East Asian, something
Right.
like that. But with but yeah, vegetarianism on the coasts that count where the stuff happens.
Goes the count.
It's where it instead of
Yeah, no, I know.
it's where the thought leadership is as opposed to the farmland.
Yes.
You know.
I think she needs to stick to her guns and say, look, I'm sorry, but I don't eat meat. I would love to be part of the social activity, but I need not this, and that should be completely
Right.
okay, right? And have a private conversation with
Right.
your boss and say, look, I'm totally cool with these meetings. I think they're fine. I think they're great. I like to be a part of it. I can't eat the meat that's coming in. I just don't, right?
I'd be like, listen, let me talk to you for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you're all gonna die, like, soon.
I wouldn't take that.
Because all you eat is meat. And so,
Right.
you always say the building is a little hot. It's not. It's freezing in here. You're just hopped up on red meat. Okay? You've got so much freaking bovine blood soaring through your body that you're sweating it out in my presence. That's disgusting. Boss. So, I'm sorry if my culture offends you, but at least, my culture, hasn't already blocked 3 out of 4 of my major arteries.
But here's the way you can go about this series. Have, again, private conversation with your boss saying, I'm sorry, I just can't eat this stuff, and like plant the hint, like do it like something like this to say, is there an issue with my culture and following my religion the way I need to follow it? I just want to understand if that's the case. And then the boss will go, oh fuck, no, not at all, right? And then he will bend over backwards and
No,
comment at you.
it's Wyoming. He would be like, yes. And then you go, and thank you.
And
And
recorded
now you have that on tape.
HR.
And-
Here we go.
but see, yeah, remember that's how you have to approach it. Go into it. It sounds cynical. Go into it with a recording device. Perhaps he will get the message and be like, "Oh, I'm
Perhaps.
breaking the law by what I'm doing." But if not, you can force the issue.
Right. Yeah, I would try,
Always
like I said,
have
plant,
leverage.
leverage is definitely
Like,
good, but I would say like
Create your own leverage.
plant that little hint, and then he might like be taken aback enough that he'll accommodate you. You know what I mean? Especially since you're offering to bring your own food. It's like Jesus. It's like even no skin off his
Right,
back,
I-
even. It's like,
Well, yeah. I don't think any of this is about like company resources. I mean, I think it's the same thing with like, I mean, it's almost like there's a bunch of alcoholics that are in a room that are
Why are you
basically that are
drinking?
like,
Right.
why are you not drinking?
I don't drink.
But for them, it's like you need to be eating red meat because if you're not eating,
You're not one of us.
maybe there's something wrong with eating
One
it,
of
and like
us.
yeah, you're not part
One
of this
of-
community, right?
Culty.
So
Sounds
it's
culty.
so yeah. So I mean,
Meat
I
cult.
would run with it. I would be like, what is with you guys in the meat? It's so
No, then the
Yeah,
response is going to be
interesting.
this. They're like, well, here in America is what they'll say, right?
you die early.
Underline, and here in
Sorry,
America,
how are you going to finish that sentence?
here in
Gladys?
America, we eat meat, right? Implication,
Right.
dear brown person, here we eat meat. Right? It's basically what they're saying.
I suppose, but like,
Conform to our society. Stop bringing your culture to our country. That's the underlying tones,
yeah, which is absurd
It
and
is.
obscene. So
Yes.
that's why I say have fun with it, which is why like do everything that you can to piss these people off.
Well,
Like
she might
but yeah,
enjoy her
'cause
job, but
with these, I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah, I personally, I always believe you should, like throw all of your weight into it and make the biggest splash possible. So
impact.
I would, you either go big or go home on this. You either kind of adapt and just kind of do what Vanguard is saying, or you set them up with some entrapment.
Right.
I'm telling
Oh,
you,
yeah.
that's with the cell phone or whatnot.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
I just think it's it's like it's a red meat eating culture. It's so but it sounds that's I buy it. I
America.
buy it. There's parts of America where that's a thing. It
No,
sounds
not America.
ludicrous.
America.
America, yeah.
Giant
guess-
bald eagle
yeah,
flying
that's-
in with
those
them
are
with
the
a
people.
what's it called, AR-15 in its mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, AR-15
Cheeseburger
being
and-
held by a bald eagle holding
The
a cheeseburger and a
cheeseburger.
milkshake.
Milkshake. A grits in there somewhere. I don't even know.
Book of Mormon.
Something. Book of Mormon.
King James Bible.
Cross. The whole thing.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
It's like,
A
oh,
missile.
we're being so judgy. A missile, Gary. We're being judgy.
what? Of the no, that
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Sherry,
Okay.
I
Judging.
recommend you go with my
Right.
approach. Just drop that little hint and see what he does with it, right? And then Green Pants' follow up. You have ammo for HR.
Yeah,
Uh,
leverage.
Go there. So good luck. You're doing nothing wrong.
Yeah,
Bring your own
yeah,
food.
absolutely.
Eat it in the break
and,
room.
And you,
Ignore the
yeah,
meat.
and so you're completely in. You're
And I like
completely in
meat,
the
by
right
the way.
here.
But yes.
So whatever yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, your diet is not
I know you like
unusual.
meat.
Like I said, that's the thing I'm not processing. Like vegetarian, I think even I don't want to say this for sure, but I would say almost every restaurant in Wyoming, there's probably one vegetarian dish in any restaurant. I would guess.
Right. And she's in, what?
Although
yeah,
I don't know
there's
Gillette,
only, like,
Wyoming. I'm not familiar.
three
I've not had the
But
pleasure.
that's one of the there's Cheyenne, Gillette,
Cheyenne, I
and,
know.
like one other Wyoming.
Oh, like major towns.
What other-
Okay.
Yeah. As far as because even Cheyenne has like 30,000 people. Like that's the capital.
It's like, what is that? It's like I was on a cruise ship that had more people on that.
Right, exactly.
What are you talking about?
I've
30,000
definitely-
people.
I've definitely been to concerts with more people.
Right.
Than
You could put your town in a concert
that. My
hall.
entire city.
You can see the Bare Naked Ladies in one
Right.
stadium.
Exactly.
Funny. All right. So hopefully that helps, Sherry. Again, good luck. Again, as you're considering your options there. All right, here we go. Question
Yep.
4. Tomorrow, I have to get my blood drawn because I haven't checked my health in the last 2 years. I'm going alone to get the test done. I'm scared to death because I'm a really sensitive person. I don't want to overreact, but sometimes I just can't help it. They didn't have blood tests 100 years ago, and people were still fine. Isn't this something I can just skip? Says Lydia from Temecula, California. Lydia. Wow.
That's probably Temecula, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
my bad. Temecula. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Blood
Okay.
tests.
Something that you can. Okay. So Lydia,
Context here is needed.
you see me. Okay. Is it something that you can skip? It should probably be pointed out that many of your fine ancestors all died of preventable childhood illness.
Correct.
Or at least half
Polio.
of them did. So when they were
Smallpox.
so they were fine up until that last decade in the iron lung. Or when all of their
Tuberculosis.
bones got had like glass-like sensitivity because of the rickets. Those are the type of things that happened. So stop being a baby
Yeah.
and take advantage of modern medicine.
Yes.
And,
Average
no one has
lifespan,
time
by
for
the
your
way,
bullshit.
was around 60, I think. 58-ish for men, 61 for women
Right.
at that time, 100 years ago.
Well, and-
So do
and
you
it was-
really
it
want to
was
live to
much more-
58?
Most of that was skewed toward for children and stuff, and
Yeah,
and
true,
kids dying in early age.
A lot
And
of
so
childhood death
Those
then,
are
yeah.
the things that modern medicine has, infant mortality and that sort of stuff. So,
Right.
having your blood drawn, not a big deal, and then you can,
Make informed health choices.
yeah, exactly, right. I mean, it's yeah, it's like I have a feeling. Are you skipping your vaccines as well? Because
Me?
hey, I don't want to get a
Oh,
shot.
Lydia.
No, I'm
Lydia.
I'm talking directly to Lydia here. Yeah,
I'm
like,
assumed
I have a
so,
feeling,
right?
Yes, yeah. Because anything like, there's no way Lydia's getting a flu shot.
Right.
Or
COVID
you
shot.
gotta, because this blood draw must be like for some reason. That's like because she has to get it for some reason.
I think
so-
part of your
but
physical,
yeah,
you get
just
one every year, right?
Get your blood drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably it. But
Yeah, Lydia, you got to
yeah.
get over the needles. You got to come up with some mental exercise or something to just distract yourself. Look away, look at the wall, pick something to focus on while they're
Right.
doing the blood. Join us in the modern era of medicine. Please join us. It's
Yes,
the
please.
water's
They have-
fine. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So many treatable
And the
conditions
needles
now.
aren't really that. I mean, yeah. Just
I
don't
hate
look,
needles.
Take Ativan beforehand.
I do it, yeah.
Just get hammered. I don't know.
There you
that'll
go.
feel-
Well,
that'll
hammered
feel
probably not. You don't want the alcohol
No,
in
you
the
can't.
blood.
No, you don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I get my blood drawn when I'm hammered, they've sent the results back. So yeah, that was
I would think that.
yeah, that's definitely yeah. Well, they first of all they're like, how is that possible? Why aren't you dead?
Like, dear
and
God,
then,
what did you drink?
Yeah, right. And then you explain, your
Well, you see.
situation. If you have been drinking your body weight by volume for years,
Right.
you start
There's
to
a
develop
tolerance
certain
that's there.
tolerances.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So, Lydia, is something you can...
Um,
so to answer your question, is there something I can skip? no, unless you want to die early of something that's completely preventable. So
Right.
find a way
Y-
to get blood tests
Yes,
done
find a way to-
every year when you get your physical. Get your cholesterol checked, get your levels checked, find out if you have any vitamin deficiencies, make sure your counts are good, your red,
Yep.
your white, and your platelet counts, all good. Cholesterol, like I
Yeah,
just
do a
said.
full CBC panel.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
lipids, get it done.
absolutely. Yeah. You, all the liver, your bilirubin, the entire gamut. Yeah. So get the blood work, and please
Yeah.
send the blood work results to us as proof that you've done it.
That's true. We do need evidence
Um,
that you're actually listening
We
to
do
us.
need evidence of the
Yeah.
blood work.
Yeah, and
So,
you're
um,
you know, they didn't have blood tests 100 years ago and people were still fine, as we hopefully make clear they were not fine.
No,
Most people
they weren't.
died.
Some
Quite young.
people were fine.
Some people were fine.
Yeah,
Many were not.
Right.
So,
And that blood work will help figure out how soon.
yes.
Or
what
not.
bucket you
You
fall
will be.
into. Exactly.
Right. So get that blood
Yeah.
drawn, and just please don't forget to send it to us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
So,
I guess the
very
sensitive, it's just sensitive. I guess that's like a pain thing, I guess, or is it needles in particular? I don't. It's unclear, but
yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
A lot of times it has nothing to do with
Just,
the pain. Yeah,
get
it's
used
the-
to poking yourself with something. Get like a I don't know, something, and just get used to the sensation.
Yeah.
I mean, anything to build up
Punch
tolerance. to
yourself in the
feeling pain.
nuts every once in a while, and you're like, it's fine.
Lydia doesn't,
Yeah.
I believe, have nuts, but that's fine too.
Right.
I'm presuming. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Although she must.
Right.
I'm going to guess
Get
she
the
must.
blood.
Here's where I'm going to go on a limb with this,
And-
because if she got gender reassignment surgery, that's going to be a little more invasive than a blood test. So I'm assuming we didn't go that route. So I'm assuming Lydia is a biological female. So there's how I made that leap of deduction.
okay. Doesn't matter. Same advice. Get the blood drawn.
Get the blood
Figure
drawn.
out if you have the right human levels that you're supposed
Yes.
to have for a person.
Yes. And receive
Doctor will be able
appropriate.
to tell you
Yes,
if you are off on the levels.
Yes. And receive appropriate modern medical treatment as a result.
Right. To have them adjusted.
Yes.
So that you are all in working order.
Yes.
Um,
With that
and don't
said-
have rickets or
Rick-
polio
right.
or milk leg.
Exactly. Or milk leg. I'm not familiar with that one.
Milk leg?
Milk leg. Sounds great though. I will. I'm gonna do that. With that
encourage
said,
you
I am
to
a
do
big person of self advocacy. So always know, if any treatment's gonna be prescribed, make sure you learn about it first. I'm a big advocate of that.
Right. Oh yeah, right. I mean, we just got to get Lydia there to even.
Yeah,
get
right,
blood
that's
drawn
true. We got
before-
right.
before
That's
it's
the
like,
follow up.
I've got to take a vitamin.
Get the blood
I
draw.
don't know, it sounds like sounds
Get
like
the blood
yeah,
drawn.
yeah. It's gonna be one step at a time with Lydia.
And I'm sorry, Lydia, you have to figure out how to get that blood drawn. So, or you will not live a long life. And I'm sorry to say that to you, but that's what it is. Modern medicine is wonderful.
I can say one thing.
Not perfect.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not perfect, but it's definitely far away from where it was. Okay. Theo, going on to Theo from Lansing, Michigan. I have a small bedroom, and the mattress fits perfectly between the wardrobe and nightstand and the wall. All right, I'm making a mental picture here. When I lay down, I have a window for ventilation above it. I'm on the floor with the mattress sandwiched between, as it's cozy. Is this safe to do? My mom told me sleeping on the floor would ruin my back. Any advice? Will it? Theo from Lansing, Michigan.
Oh wow, Theo, so many follow-up questions.
I know, me too.
Okay,
You have to know
if you're
things.
sleeping on a mattress, by definition, you're not sleeping on the floor.
Correct.
Unless you're sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and we're talking like lowest common denominator, at which point we're all sleeping on the earth. So
Right.
I'm
think
gonna
so,
have to. So let's assume
You're on a mattress.
that we're talking about. So let's assume Theo is sleeping on the mattress on the floor, and the concern here about whether or not about what the safety issue is, and that's what's throwing me. Like, is the concern the coziness dimensions? I mean,
Maybe he likes
Like
just
in-
being
like in
closed.
no, but he's saying like what's like the like. Okay, first of all, it's okay. It's not going to ruin your back, and your mother's a fucking idiot. Okay, so that's not a thing. Whether or not you were sleeping on the floor
I
or
didn't
you're
wanna-
sleeping on a mattress.
I didn't want to be
That
so
is
crude
neither
about
here
it, but
nor
I do
there.
tend to agree with that.
Right. Yeah. She's a fucking idiot. And in Japan has hotel rooms that are literally human-sized tubes that slide into a wall. I mean, that is they that is, that's how crowded it is.
Yeah.
So I think I think you're okay in your little cozy mattress.
Right.
Like
Your mother
to me it sounds kind of good, and you even say you have ventilation. Like,
Right.
what is the problem?
I see no problem.
Like, it needs an airflow immediately.
See,
I was
no
like,
problem.
Okay.
Your mom just thinks you're weird and is trying to come up with a random excuse to get you to stop doing what you're doing. What it comes down to.
Right.
So
And I still don't get it. Like, why is it weird? Maybe she wants him to. Is it like a lack of a box spring? Is it a lack of a frame?
also, it says
If
he
it's
has
lack
a
of a
small
frame.
bedroom. So where else is he going to put the
Yeah.
mattress? You know what I mean? What does she expect him to do if it's a small
Right.
room?
But that's why I'm wondering if it's something else, or like, is it the frame?
Is
the
it the
box?
fact there's no
What
box
is it-
spring?
What,
Right.
what aspect? Yeah. Like, does it have to do with the placement of the furniture, or is it really truly about it's a mattress on the floor and that's
Right.
that's
And
like,
that's
oh, that's
ghetto
like,
or something, or I don't know.
yeah, exactly. Like, that's not good enough or
Yeah.
whatever. But like, yeah, I've slept on mini floor mattresses before.
Right.
There was yeah.
A mattress is a mattress. A
I don't-
mattress
I
depending
don't
on the
need a
mattress.
fancy box spring.
Yeah.
Right.
But depending
Like,
on the mattress, like
you
a
don't
box spring's
need
not
a
even
box
necessary. Right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, not at all. Like, I mean, I only had box springs for a handful of, mattresses that I've had. So like as an adult, it was always just mattress, like and bed frame.
Right.
Yeah, because box
Fine.
spring wasn't introduced until the first like double bed. I think that's when you started putting a box spring in, right?
Yeah, so it's not going to mess up your back, Theo, so don't worry about that. I would think that if you like the suggestion, if it's like that you like the enclosure, I don't know, it's either like you like the symmetry of the, oh, look, my mattress fits perfectly here, and that brings you some level of comfort, that's great. If it's like, no, I like the feel enclosed, then that's great too, but I might also recommend like a weighted blanket. Like people who need those kind of things love their weighted blankets, go on about all the time, then you feel very like cozy and confined, and works for a lot of folks. So maybe try
I
that too.
have one of the weighted blankets.
Oh, do you like the weighted blanket?
It's very, very helpful,
Nice.
and my kids like it too. For
Fantastic.
the feeling of that sensory of like the weight.
Yeah.
They say it has something to do with like the human want to be hugged,
I see.
and so there's actually like cortisol released from you when you have the pressure
Ah.
that's around your body, because your body like wants that feeling. So the
There you
weighted
go.
blanket is sort of
Maybe it harkens back to
telling
our
your
time
body
in
to
the
do that.
womb, that we were kind of all...
yeah, it's like evolutionary biology, totally.
Yeah.
Like that, it's totally, it's like ASMR. It's like
Wow.
it's just weird shit that our
Oh,
bodies
doing
do,
ASMR again?
like people have figured out. No,
we're doing
please don't.
ASMR.
I can't. We are not. We are not doing ASMR. We're not doing ASMR.
It's time to go to sleep.
Theo, you're totally fine. You're good. You're totally fine.
You're
Question
fine.
5.
Tell your mother
Sure,
that you're
it's kind
fine. There's nothing... It's not going to ruin your back, we assure you. So keep doing what
Yeah,
you're doing.
You're absolutely fine.
Keep doing what you're doing. I do want to understand how he opens the wardrobe if the mattress is right up against it, but I guess that'll have to be a follow-up.
Yeah, I just kind of figured it like maybe it opened outward, but it was just a. Yeah, I mean there
Maybe.
could be so many configurations, but like.
Yeah, we need you to send us a diagram of your bedroom. To
No,
scale.
we don't. I've had plenty of bedrooms where to get at one thing you always had to move the other thing. Like
That
that
is
is
a thing,
that
that's
was just part of small bedrooms.
That is what happens. That's true. That's true.
Like the thing is under this thing always.
Yes,
And I
this
take it
is-
out
this
and then I
workouts.
take it and I put it back under the other thing.
Nice.
Like-
All right.
You're totally fine.
Yeah. So Theo, no worries. All right, let's get to our last question. So,
Okay.
this comes from Diana from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Diana asks, in August, I'm attending a wedding weekend. Now, the actual ceremony's on Saturday, and obviously I'll be following normal wedding wear etiquette on that day. My question is, can I wear fancy black or white formal wear on the other days? The itinerary says casual, so barbecues and pizza on those days, and the official dress code is no dress code. But I'm just trying to plan my outfits, and I don't want to go against any rules here.
Okay. Ladies, wedding fashion advice. Definitely come to the perfect place. Let me mansplain this.
We're not qualified.
First, I
I'm a little
have
bit.
to ask, why are you such a diva, Diana? I mean, no, you
I know,
can't
why
wear
always going to
white
the formal?
any of the wedding events. Like,
Right.
I'm an uncultured white dude, and I know that like
Don't wear white to a
you don't wear
wedding.
white to like wedding events.
You don't.
And so clearly, the fact that you're gonna do normal wedding etiquette is not like but I'm not taking that for granted, because clearly you don't. You're asking if you can wear white. So no.
Right.
Also, guess what? None of this is about you. Why do you want to wear fancy formal wear to a barbecue?
Right.
Like, when someone says there's no dress code, that doesn't mean come in a ball gown and a feather boa.
No, it does not.
Or it normally means, wear whatever you want. Like, no, like, feel free to wear jeans or shorts, but not, oh no, you can come in your giant purple custom Grimace costume. Like, no. So,
Grimace.
we live in a society, and these are all things you should know by now. You can do not wear anything fancy to the barbecue. Just go and go make it about you.
Yeah, I would go with a whatchamacallit, a kind of like a tea dress. You know what I mean, like a tea length or a some kind of other cocktail summer dress for the outdoor activities.
Oh,
in August.
I can offer nothing other than, as far as etiquette goes, like, why? Yeah, don't overdress for someone else's event.
Correct.
Like honoring them.
Correct.
You don't want to like up. Because that's just. So I said, just going on that flat.
And the thing I'm not getting is
now that we've mansplained that to you and explained to you what you should do,
what you as a woman should wear.
Lady,
Yeah, a Super J jumpsuit, casual sundress. Absolutely.
I didn't like doing
casual
that.
sundress, spot on, Super J.
I didn't like doing that.
Yeah, no, I know it doesn't sit well with you.
So yeah,
But the thing I'm not getting to is like it's literally written in the itinerary. You said it says casual, and it says the dress code is no dress code. So, not sure what's unclear. Like they're literally telling you an invitation. Like for example, I went to a wedding
right
that was in, and it was advertised as here's the slam. It was at their house in their backyard, and there was going to be lawn games, barbecue, outdoor activities, a magician, and a juggler, or something, I don't know, something like that,
wow,
right?
Oh, okay, so for kids stuff.
And you think this is going to be pretty casual, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean a juggler, yeah,
right.
Probably not hat and tails,
right? So probably half the people showed up actually wearing casual, and it was the middle of summer. So half the people showed up wearing shorts and sensible shirts, like maybe like a polo or a couple buttons, something like this, right? And the other half dressed up in suits, and the bride was infuriated that everyone didn't dress up. And it's like,
what?
Right.
That's oh my.
And you didn't especially if you didn't specify the invitation, and you say it's in our yard. We're grilling burgers and dogs, and it's like we're gonna have this like lawn activities. It's like, what would you think people would think? Right. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's a wedding, and I'm like, it's a wedding in your yard. It's like what you specifically said.
Right. It's a wedding in a yard, and so like, especially if you want everything to be fancy, like for the women, they've got to wear heels and stuff, like in the grass. Like you're not even thinking of your guests. Right. Come on. Like again.
So that bugged me.
Let me mansplain wedding etiquette to you.
So there's a contrast, right? But in your case, just rude. In your case, right? I felt a little put out by it, actually. I dressed in the middle, so I was okay, but still, it was like so. But Diana, it's like you're literally being told what the dress code is, so don't overdress the coat. You could dress it up a little bit if you want to wear a nice sundress. That's great.
Sure,
summer, right? Wear a nice pair of shoes, nice pair of sensible shoes, that kind of thing. You could do that. You don't have to go with like the cutoff jeans and tank top.
But not a cocktail outfit.
But not a cocktail, right? Like not something super formal, right? With you don't need with like the fascinator on the side of your head. No, that's too much. It's like, no Gatsby wear. It's like
bonus points for fascinator. That's a very good use of the word fascinator.
See,
yeah,
it was the thing. It was the little, the little hat, your hair pinned in like on the side.
Yeah.
I only thought about that. I only thought about that because we're actually going to a Gatsby party, which is actually outside. But the invitation specifically says 20s dress up wear. So, the dresses and sport coats for the men with the ties and so. Well, yeah, I know.
That is obviously something that is happening in your life.
It's something I do.
That's totally normal. Did a man in a little coach come up and like deliver it and like walk up to your door and hand you the invitation?
He did.
Like
in a British accent.
Mr. Gatsby would.
Hey, sir.
Mr. Gatsby would enjoy the pleasures
of your company. Yeah. And it's nice. You can go many options.
Just assumed you have 20s clothing.
I do actually. I do.
You do, right? But is this so? Is this person assuming that? Like, is everyone?
They are. Yeah. They're assuming, or that you get some at least. So I mean, men have it pretty easy, honestly, because like men's suits literally have not changed in the past 100 years, so it's not a lot different. Right. So you just want a sensible jacket with a tie.
You can change the code up and stuff.
Yeah, like suspenders were bigger back then. That's the thing. Bow ties were popular then. All you need to do is get either the hat. I don't remember what the kind of hat's called, but it's like the not stovepipe. It's the
top hat.
That's the one that's kind of like straw-ish. You know what I mean? It's like the shit. I wish I could remember the name.
A derby?
Sort of.
A bowler?
It's not a bowler. It's a 20 men's hat. It's
Ken
got a
Allen?
proper name. It's got a proper
Oh.
name. It's
Mikey?
almost like a Panama-ish hat, but it's flat brimmed. You know what I mean?
Indiana Jones?
Like, no, just it's a
Oh.
fedora.
Is that a pirate? Does it have a skull and crossbones on it?
The skull
I got no
and
idea.
crossbows. No, I know, I hear you.
But feel free to wear any of those.
Any of those hats is great. Yeah. Or there's
That's fine.
the what they call the damn, why am I blanking on the names? It's like the cap,
The
like the
Napoleon?
like the newsboy cap. You know what I mean? It's like a
Oh, okay.
Irish
Yep.
it's like an Irish kind of
Boy
cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Little
that's
lad cap.
yes, exactly. So that's an option as well. Or
Beret.
again, you could go with the top hat if you wanted. Beret, I don't think was in style then. I wouldn't say. Oh,
You could be from France.
we're from the Coneheads were from France. Remember that?
Well, they said they
We're from France.
I never believed that they were.
You did not think was it the Conehead? Is what you got?
Yeah, it's like I wasn't buying it. Like they kept trying to fool me by saying like normal human things, but
Yes.
it didn't.
But we
it
were
didn't
on
work.
to them.
I'm like 85% sure that they are boneheads and not.
Yeah. It's the. Oh, I did find a picture. I don't know if you could see it, Green Pants, if you're not looking at the live stream, but I just threw it up there.
No, I
this
cannot.
this is the kind of hat. Oh, and Solomon jumped in. He said boater hat. That might be what it is. It might be called boater hat. This is a very typical hat in the
Boater?
20s. The one boater,
Not bowler.
like boater, driving the boat. I think
Oh,
boater hat.
boater hat.
I don't think that's what this is called, but
I don't think
um,
I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a
Like
name.
yeah, well, like a Great Gatsby hat, yeah, would be.
Hemp
So, yeah,
braid.
like
Oh,
Roaring 20s. And so
in Somlin's 100%. It's called a boater hat. It's called a hemp braid boater hat. BOATER hat. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And the newsboy cap, I'm
now
thinking
you've got to now get this.
yeah. And there's
Do you
the.
have such a hat?
I don't have a boater.
Bill?
I have a newsboy cap, which is what I was going to wear. I don't have the
Oh, okay.
Because also
Yeah,
like
that
remember
would
like
be-
Peaky
that would be
Blinders, the Peaky Blinders guys also did the newsboy caps. You know what I mean? Was kind of the
Right.
style. So that's also in a look
Right,
you can use.
because the Roaring 20s, you're either like Great Gatsby Roaring 20s, and like you're super rich, like
Right.
Rockefellers type of thing. You have oil money, or from just the period, like the style of like the middle class, like of the 20s was definitely like probably lots of gray and like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
not a
sure
lot,
what-
not a lot
I'm
of
sure
deep
what it
colors in the
looked like.
20s. It's true. The browns
Yeah.
and grays and blacks and yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Whites. So there we go. So the image one.
It was because like dye was expensive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially then after the market crashed and
Depression, whole thing, right?
and the 20s were because after the war they came back, but yeah, it depended on who you were.
For sure. But yeah, so in Somlin, thank you for that boater hat. I forgot that's what it was called. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. And but how did we get on that
Boater
topic?
hat.
Oh, dressing appropriately for weddings, right? It's like, yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
Diana, you're overthinking it. Don't upstage the bride. That's the number one rule. Don't wear white, right?
Right.
Summer wedding outside. The invitation says casual. Dress casual. You could dress a kind of a nicest dress if you want, sundress, but don't go beyond that.
Just Daisy Dukes,
I don't know if I go Daisy Dukes, but
something like crop top,
crop top. Belly shirt.
Just,
A lot of cleavage. No, I wouldn't go with that.
A white T-shirt, and you just pour. buckets
Wet
of
it, just
water
wet it
yourself.
down at the wedding. Just take the punch bowl and just like
At the
pour
wedding.
it as you're.
And you have to say, "Hey guys."
Look at
And you do
me,
it.
right? Doing a very
Like, definitely do that.
flash dance esque
Yeah.
way. Just like pour the
Yeah,
water.
yeah, really, make a spectacle of it. Absolutely.
That seems to be what you want to do anyway. So
Yeah, definitely.
all the way,
Diana,
Diana.
if that's your real name.
Oh my goodness. But Diana, hopefully that helps. So there you go. So don't get too crazy.
Yeah.
And wear sensible shoes. Seriously, if you're gonna be outside, like the stiletto heel,
seriously.
not the right call. You're gonna sink right into the lawn. It's not gonna go well for
Right,
you.
right.
It's like a clog or
Yeah.
something with a nice big wide heel is something you're gonna want, right?
A croc.
You can even
Nice pair of
you could do
Crocs.
like a stylish
Your
sandal.
best, your best,
Stylish sandals.
your
fine.
best Crocs.
I would not do Crocs. I hate Crocs. Can I say I hate Crocs?
Like the,
I can't stand
I
looking at
absolutely
Crocs.
hate
The
these.
worst thing is men who
I
wear
can't-
Crocs.
I don't.
It's like,
I
have you no dignity, sir? Have you no
I
dignity?
hate them so much.
You're wearing a goddamn Croc.
Right.
You're a grown ass man. It's like, Jesus Christ. Get a reasonable shoe, for fuck's sake. I'm sorry. I feel very strongly about that.
Clearly, that's fine.
Jesus.
Get it?
All right, there we go.
You know,
Anyway,
I'm with you.
yeah, no, totally. Right, that's the thing. Oh, dude, it is time for speed round.
Oh, yeah, speed round. All right. It's my turn, right?
It is your up. And for those of you not familiar with this segment, we're going to do the speed
Okay.
round, which is 5. We've curated these questions very carefully to make sure they're very rapid fire. So Green Pants is going to have, because it's his turn, he's going to have 60 seconds. I'm going to put 1 minute on our timer in order to answer the questions. And they're going to be 5 rapid fire questions. And we're going to use what we call the Family Feud rules, which is that the timer begins after I finish reading the first question. Green Pants, are you?
I'm ready.
All right, do what you got to do, man. Any other prep you have to do? Now's the time. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. First, remember, you only have a minute. Exposition after. You tend to exposition in the middle, and that burns you every time.
Right, you're right.
All right, here we go. Ready? All right, here we go. Have you ever gotten to...
Judging?
I'm being a little judgy. Have you ever gone into a room and forgotten why?
Oh yeah, literally every time I walk into a room, I have to walk into every single room twice,
Right.
at least, to get anything done.
What's the strangest gift you've ever received?
Oh, yeah, Rudy Giuliani having to do that press conference in front of Four Seasons Total Landscaping with
The
the
dripping
pouring
hair
theater
dye?
next door.
Fantastic.
That was the best gift I ever could have gotten. It
Awesome.
was it was hilarious.
What was the first significant thing you bought with your own money? Hmm.
A plastic Scooby-Doo mystery machine that had Scooby, Wilma, Daphne, Fred. They had articulating paws for Scooby. Daphne was super hot, and
We're going to get into that
the
part
first
of
thing
it
I
shortly. Yeah. What activity best helps you relieve stress? Softball.
raw dogging a My Little Pony plushie.
And what is something that is totally overrated? 5 seconds left.
Sports.
Okay.
TikTok. Coachella. Sushi. The Kardashians.
This is such a plethora of options.
NFTs.
NFTs.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, where did NFTs go? They're
Elon
gone.
Musk.
It's like they were the
I
biggest
don't
thing and
know.
now they're gone. It's like,
Monogamy.
maybe people figured out that a bit file that tells you own something actually has no value.
Right. Right.
Go figure. Anyway, okay, so what do we do? So yeah, so you had a lot of great overrated things there, man. That was the Kardashians. Yeah,
I mean, like I don't actually know what Coachella is. I mean, like I know it's a thing. And it's a music festival.
Right.
And I know Beyonce is an artist that exists.
single ladies, all
and
single
has-
ladies,
has
all
been there.
single ladies, all the single ladies,
Yep.
single ladies.
Um,
Put your
I
hands up. Do, 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 do.
for both, I know several people for
Do,
both
do, do.
whom the Beyonce album and the new Taylor Swift album was like their, basically like their soundtrack for
Mhm.
like several days.
Yep.
For both of them, and I still have not personally heard either album, but
Mhm.
I didn't. I guess because it's like, yeah, I don't even think of like albums dropping anymore because it's sort of like
It's not a
becomes
thing, right?
available on
It's about the
Apple
single, and
Yeah.
then it's
But
you know.
it is for some, like for some
Yeah.
of these things, like it was the Beyonce dropped new music like suddenly, and it's like, oh, this that's like a
Surprise.
huge deal, or Taylor Swift or whatever.
for sure.
Um,
If we're talking about music,
Yeah,
like
Nicole.
something I think is overrated, like because you got music in my head now, right? Thinking is the Rush. I can't. People who think Rush is like the second coming of Christ, like
I have
I
tried.
can't-
I'll
I've
be
tried
honest,
too.
I have
I've really tried.
I know people who are like really into Rush, and it's like,
So
okay,
into
I get
it.
that it's 3 people, and
Yeah.
I can like the drumming is amazing.
Probably one of the
Like,
best drummers to ever live, no question.
Yep.
Right?
But there's only so much that you can do with that.
Yes.
So with like there's certain songs that I can get into, but I can't. Like I've tried, like I can get up like Spirit on the Radio or Spirit of Radio. Like a couple of those songs, sure, but like that whole albums, I can't.
I can't do it.
I've
And I mean,
tried.
for me, it's like anything beyond Tom Sawyer. I'm
I've
just
tried
like
to do
I
it for
can't even.
Girlfriends before.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tom Sawyer, I can get through, but it's still like, it's too 80s synth.
Right.
Very
synthy.
Yeah, it just it's just a lot of a lot of electronic kind of wah wah and all that.
Yep. Yep. What else did you have on there? Things that were not music related overrated. Definitely at Coachella. Well, Coachella's kind of music. Kardashians.
I said TikTok because I
TikTok.
don't
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
TikTok.
For sure.
And I mean, from what I understand, it's basically like Reels or whatever, but they
Right.
show you like 10-second videos, except the Chinese government gets to learn all your information
Right.
as well. So like, I don't look at any of those Reels, and I can't imagine like flipping through any of those things. So like, I've never had a TikTok or
Yep.
been a TikTok or done a TikTok. But what I understand, it might be outlawed soon. So
That's what I hear
we'll
as
see.
well.
Actually, no.
Absolutely.
No, actually, even though they signed the law, but I think it's going to get caught up in the courts, and that
Probably.
it'll be an injunction or something, and that it's actually not going to go anywhere.
Probably.
They're going to leave it in place until they're going to not let the law go into effect.
Right.
Even
I
though
think
it's
so too.
technically
It's
passed and signed,
Yeah.
it's just. But I think it's dead. It's
unconstitutional.
Never. It's
I don't
just going
think
to
it's
get
gonna
stopped.
be.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
I think at the first court, boom.
Super J jumping in. I think she's the quite the TikTok fan. So don't knock it till you try.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
But
don't.
You're more
I
Super
don't-
J.
I-
You're
I
more.
can't-
You're more hip than us, though. You're more cool and hip, and we are neither of those things. We are.
Well, Super J also knows a lot more about what's going on. When we were talking about the cultural zeitgeist,
He's more
earlier,
connected.
like
We're in touch.
to just like what's happened. Like, whereas I mean, I know things in my sort of like little monoculture, like in my little nerddom.
Nerd.
I've got my my
Well, like you said,
SMEs.
the- And like you said, the Acolyte just Star Wars series just debuted like now an
on
hour
Disney
ago.
Plus.
So it's like
Yeah.
Yep, that
Right,
we
and
know.
the first 2 episodes will be streaming.
Yep, that we know. But right, not the yeah. Maybe these old guys need to start with.
people lend
And
stand up
Somlin says
overnight.
maybe these old guys need to start with baby steps like YouTube Shorts. Oh, there you go.
Like I
YouTube
don't
Shorts.
have time, like to do what? Like I don't- like my kids will
will-
have them, and
yeah,
they'll flip through it, and it'll be
I
like,
will admit-
okay.
I will admit that I find value in the YouTube Shorts because what YouTube has done, which is brilliant, because YouTube is primarily a long form content platform, which is like longer videos, right? And the algorithm, as it learns your stuff, like you'll start getting shorts that are also conformed to the stuff that you're into. So it's getting curated. You know what I mean? So it's like a short about something I'm already into. Like, oh, what if, that time that Batman knocked Superman out? Oh, awesome. Boom. It's like a 15-second clip. And I'm like, I'm not satisfied. That's what I want to see. You know what I
Oh.
mean?
Yeah. No, mine are
Stuff
like
like
in
that.
like 5 minutes or something like that. It's would be a short version of
Yeah.
that. But like for me, the YouTube, like it's like explainer videos, like how the hell,
Yes.
how do I do X? It's been insanely helpful. Like
So-
I'm like,
so
how
good.
do I break up rocks with? I looked up how do you break up rocks using only hand tools.
Yes.
And
And there's a way.
it showed me how to do it with the putting
The Titan,
drilling holes
basically
into it.
Titan drilled the
No,
holes.
you
and
drill. There's a feather and a wedge.
Yep.
And you put holes in a line, and then you put 2 feathers on the side of a wedge, and you kind of tap that in, and then you go through with like a
Slam 'em.
4-pound hammer, and
Yep.
just ham, and then it'll just crack along the
Right.
edge and just fall apart.
you get pieces of
And
rock.
you just keep doing
Great.
that. Yeah, and now you have 2 rocks. But yeah, so that was YouTube.
Yep.
Explaining the ending of movies. I also watch a lot of pitch meetings, like that.
That's
like
a
the
great
guy
series.
Ryan
That guy
George
does a
does
good
pitch
job. He
meetings.
does a good
So
job
good.
with those.
Yeah,
So good.
because I want it. Like I'm always excited for the pitch
Wow, wow,
meeting
wow,
after I
wow,
see the movie,
wow,
whatever.
wow,
'Cause-
wow.
yeah, super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, barely
Like,
an
oh,
inconvenience. How's he gonna
because
solve
the
that
movie
problem?
happens.
Not a problem at all. Barely an
He's from the movie.
inconvenience. He's from that movie. That's right.
I know that guy. Yeah, he's been.
It's great. Great watching
Yeah,
that
he has a new
evolve.
baby.
No, look at that. But so what were we talking about? The short. Yeah, but the thing
Subscribe to
that's
the
my
channel.
thing about TikTok, right? Is so please subscribe to our channels. What was I gonna say? TikTok. Yeah, but TikTok is only short form content. I guess you could stream now, but it's very limited or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah,
So,
my experience with people using TikTok has been just watching and then just being like 15-second video, 15-second video.
yeah.
And it's like I on dirt bike, doing 360 in the air, like just random things that can be
Oh, so-
contained in 15 seconds.
Got
So
it.
a lot of stunts
I see.
tend to
Which
come
is
into my feed.
fun. Which
you
there you
know?
go. Super
Yeah.
J, Super J's
It can be
educating us.
cool.
Super J's educating us. There are 3-minute and 10-minute video options apparently. Super J, do you know about streaming?
Okay, so people,
Live streaming? Do you
so
know what the
people make so you can make a 10-minute TikTok.
I guess, yeah. Which I guess is good for them because that's really what you need. You need longer form content, right? Because
Right.
like the short
Although,
is the short is the hook.
even though the
You know
the
what I
app
mean?
has just been banned, and
Well,
the
right. We're
federal
talking about
government
something
is
that could be.
basically-
Yes, it could
and
be
the government
moved.
is basically saying, because it is true that, like, I think two things can kind of be true. It's like, one, TikTok has really embedded itself into American culture as far as, you know, its usage and everything.
Right.
And at the same time, it is a grave security threat.
Yeah, it can be, yeah. Learning what people are into.
because
yeah.
of
Catering
the
to-
stuff that they're like, because like every government agency was like, no, this is really bad, like this needs to happen. That is why it actually got through Congress. Like, what actually gets through Congress? Very few things
they
unless
can
they're,
all
like,
agree on.
super obvious.
Yeah.
So for this, they had the experts and stuff coming that like, you need to do this.
Right.
And
Yeah.
uh
That's true. We'll see where it goes. But like you said, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's
I
gonna
worked with a
prove.
few developers and stuff that are like, yeah, that was probably
Yeah.
like the right call.
But like,
you know,
you said, I mean, it's probably gonna wind up being unenforceable, right? So I'm sure that's not gonna.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think we'll just have to learn to adapt to it. So
Right,
we'll
but
have
then
to either, you know, figure out some way to block it, or
That's right.
or like put enhanced security on the phone so that if we use the app, it somehow, you know,
Maybe.
we have to like capitalist our way out of it. You know?
Let's talk ahead of this. We're gonna capitalist the hell out of this
Like,
thing. man.
you know what I mean? Just set up a Kickstarter. Being like, I like TikTok. I don't like the Chinese government spying on me. You're gonna start a Kickstarter that's gonna like. I'm surprised it doesn't exist already. There had like, you know,
Yeah.
some sort of way to go around. I mean,
No,
I realize not easy, but still.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I get you. And the what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's weird because TikTok got so popular because of the younger generation. You know, they just got into it and stuff like that. And it's like it's
Right.
weird. I watch, having raised two boys that are now in their 20s, right? Like watching the iterations of social media and stuff like that. It's like it's completely random. It's not based on the merits of the technology of that platform. I can absolutely guarantee you that, right? It is not because this platform has the best user experience. It's because, hey, we're all going to do Instagram, and then they all do
no.
Instagram, you know. And then when that got boring, what was the one that was the one that was the super shorts? It was like it wasn't Vines. It was Snapchat. Snapchat. Yeah.
No, well, Snapchat was the one that like went away
Right.
after it
So,
was like it would disappear.
Yeah, Vines was the big thing for a while, and Twitter did Vines. I guess they were trying to do that for a
Yeah,
while. But then
Vines
there was like
was big,
Snapchat.
yeah.
But then all the young people are on Snapchat, and they said, "Oh no, Snapchat sucks. We're going to Instagram." And they all left Instagram. They went to TikTok.
Instagram.
And like, no, we're going back to Instagram. You know what I mean? And now it's like you're just randomly picking platforms. It's like
Right.
you have no
Well,
rhyme
also
or
depends
reason
on
why
what
you're
trying
picking
to
them.
do. Like, Instagram, like, just creating TikToks, I think, is its own
There's an art
like
to it.
hobby
Yeah.
or an art to it, and or business or whatever it is, versus people who are like posting about their social life. That's why I think of like Instagram. Like most of my nieces and nephews and all that stuff, it's all Instagram. It's
Insta.
like,
They call it
that's-
Insta.
That's
the thing.
Insta, right? But that is where they currently post things about their current life situation. TikTok,
Yes.
I feel that make TikToks, but it's more of like a project than it is
Right.
their you know what I mean? It's not like their social media presence.
Right.
Sort of like with YouTube, like the you know, there's like a theme to their channel or whatever.
Yeah, I think to the it's not. But I think only older people do YouTube for the shorts anyway. For the shorts and people doing TikTok. But really, Installment says there's still people on Snapchat. I don't know anybody on Snapchat, but maybe you're right. Maybe like the super younger people are.
Is that still
All the
I guess-
teens I
is
know
that-
of
is
now
this-
all
is that
use
still
Instagram.
owned by? Yeah,
ByteDance.
Instagram is the
no.
only.
By
No,
Facebook.
ByteDance is TikTok.
Right, but Instagram is owned by
Or
Facebook.
Meta.
Meta.
You-
Yeah,
and
Instagram's owned by
YouTube is
Facebook.
Google?
All the teenagers I know now are moved to Instagram, and they kind of abandoned
Does Facebook own Instagram
Snapchat.
too?
But maybe Installment knows things I don't. Facebook owns
Does
Instagram.
does
Yes.
Fa-
Yes.
Okay, so Meta owns out all that.
Oculus and
Does-
Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, I think, for chatting.
Oh, for internationally, because
Yeah.
what I mean, that's huge internationally. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
All kinds of platforms.
Um,
But clearly, we do
yeah,
what we
we've
do,
only-
and we like what we
oh.
like, and I don't know.
Well, yeah, we didn't even go back to the other questions.
Dude, we got so into this one, it was crazy. But I guess it's always like I
that was,
like.
this was all the overrated one, right?
Right. I know
Yeah.
I'm probably aging. I'm probably stating my age here, but like I like the fact that since I already browse a lot of YouTube videos, I like that my feed gives me shorts aligned with the things I like, so I get to watch them in the stream. You know what I mean? I just go click and I get my 15 seconds. I'm like, yay, I like that, and then move on to my other kinds of videos I like to watch. So
For me, it's,
I like that experience.
honestly, like the weird thing that I'm into, it's POV roller coasters.
I could see that.
It's
I
like-
could see you doing that.
Because it's like I don't get a chance, because most of these places it's like, Shawshank, Indiana, at like Emerald
Yeah.
Park. or
Never gonna
something.
go
It's like,
there,
You have
right.
no idea.
Never gonna go there.
Or there's a lot in Europe. Like there's one in Germany that's like this crazy.
Oh, nice.
Has some of the craziest rides ever.
I can see the Germans
but,
being into that.
It's just. I mean, it's a. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, it's a theme park that just. Yeah, has pretty extreme rides, and they also, like, sort of like bungee jumping and certain things are allowable in certain European countries and all that, which are not here.
Got it.
But
Well, fun.
but you can call certain people if you need a number to.
If there's a
do
number for
certain
that.
activities. In Germany.
And there's a number for it if you need it.
Yeah.
All right, let's
But,
touch on these other ones really quick. So, stress reliever. I mean, sex obvious option for me.
Yeah.
Hello.
I guess. Yeah, because if
I mean, the Giuliani hair dye was definitely up there.
there's all of. Well, that was the gift. Like that was the
I see.
like that's not how I get one,
Oh,
but all
right.
the-
I'm sorry.
It didn't help me relax.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Got
that
it.
was just like like the strange. It was just something that like, well, you said strangest, and it was
Oh, I
like,
see.
and that was something that
It was so
it was
odd,
something
wasn't
that I
it?
got as a gift that I never would have expected. That literally really felt like a gift.
It's a
Like
great
I was
gift.
like,
No, you're
thank
right.
you, Rudy Giuliani, for
Yeah.
doing this and
Well-
having this be history.
Right. Well, would
Like
have
this happened now.
absolutely. What would have
And,
topped
like,
America's
and it's
mayor,
always-
right?
that will
America's
always
mayor after
happen.
9/11. What would have
Right.
topped it though is Rudy Giuliani, the Borat movie. If Sacha Baron Cohen waited 15 more seconds before coming in the room, that would have been the greatest gift.
Wow.
You know the scene I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with Ariana Bartova or whatever. Yeah.
Posing it as a
She's
14-year-old,
now making a name for
14-year-old
herself.
daughter.
Well, she was actually. I mean, the actress was like 22 or
Right.
something, or 21, but she was playing someone who was
Correct.
like at 14 or
Correct.
whatever. Yeah.
Correct. But what he was about to do, and you could tell he was about to do something that was not appropriate, right?
What? Just because the man had his pants off. What? I mean, there's so many. Maybe she was checking a mole
Maybe.
because she was interested in
know.
dermatology.
Oh my god.
She wanted to test out geriatric dermatology, and Rudy Giuliani was gonna.
He's
Help
happy
her.
to oblige. He's thinking,
Something.
thinking about the promoting knowledge
Show
in
him
America's
another
youth. There you go. That's right.
Um,
So wait, so what do we say? Oh, stress reliever.
Yeah.
So sex. I mean, I don't know. There's no other answer
Yeah.
for me, but
um,
sex or gaming. My two
yeah,
big things.
anything like that, or music, podcasts, walking the dog.
Nice, very zen. And the dog.
Yeah.
Do you walk the dog every
So
day?
also
Because
it's
do you
like-
do a combination of yard and dog and walk, or is it always walk? You don't just say go in the yard and then.
I walk every day that we can. It's normally just weather dependent.
I see.
So if it's too hot, we don't do it, and if it's it's schedule dependent too, because because it takes an hour and 10 minutes to do like the full walk. So because it's like 4 miles. So in order to do it, it's like I've got to mark out the time during the workday and all that. But I normally am able to do that, provided that it's not like if it's like raining or something like that, it doesn't make sense, you know. And then he'll just like go out in the yard or whatever. But yeah, he needs to, burn off his energy.
Got it. That's fine.
Don't you, buddy?
That's good. Don't you, buddy? He's a good boy.
Yeah. Dix. Hey, Dix.
And then, what was I gonna say? What was this other one? Oh, first, there's Puppy. Puppy. Nice. Significant thing you bought with your own money. You said, what?
It was a
Wasn't a My Little Pony, was it?
Scooby-Doo Mystery
Or
Machine.
Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine with Daphne, right?
Yeah, because I remember it very, very well because I got money.
And
for,
you
like,
clearly beat off to
birthday, or For some
Daphne.
reason, we'll get there.
Okay.
I remember just very much wanting to be, um, uh, like I remember like I got some money as a gift or whatever, and like my mom took me to Toys R Us, which was like the greatest place on earth,
Right.
and I
Remember that too.
would. And it was like,
It's
okay,
like,
so you can go and you can spend your own money, and for whatever reason, it's just this particular thing. I don't know how old he was. I might have been like 7 or 8 or
oh
so,
wow.
something like that. But I remember it was like this specific set, and it was something like 15.99 or in like $1982, which was like a lot of money. But I think I had like $20 or something, which was like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of money,
Right, right.
at the time. But yeah, it had the figurines, and it had a Scooby with the little articulating paws, and then it had Daphne and the other two, and it had Shaggy. He did not come with any weed, nor did he come with Casey Kasem. But
Nice.
yeah, that was what
Nice.
was the strangest gift you've
The
received?
gift. I'm thinking about a strangest gift I received. That's a good question. I guess I don't. Oh, it would be from my mother who passed now, but it would be I don't know what she was thinking. She got me this as a graduation. No, it was a graduation gift from college. It was something for some. It was a gift for something when I was much older, and it was like a kind of a desk clock with a little like
Mhm.
typical traditional analog timepiece thing embedded in it, like kind of like one of those crystal block things,
Oh, okay.
and like but
Yeah.
it was like a cross, like with the little Jesus saying under it,
Oh,
and I was like, I'm never gonna
Oh, I mean-
display this. Like, like I would never.
if I had for every religious gift I've gotten
Yeah.
from my
A
parents
relative,
that
right.
was never going to go anywhere. I
Right.
mean, the number of crucifixes and things from the Vatican, and um, yeah, just
It was just weird, 'cause
little like sayings and like
Yeah,
quotes
yeah.
from the Bible. Oh God.
Aquinas 23:7 or whatever. It's like
Right.
on
It's like
12,
pass.
14, right?
Right.
And it's like my
Yeah.
mom clearly knew. I mean, I openly talked about how I was like agnostic to my mom, right? And she was a little upset about it, but then she got over it, and she was like, it was fine. And we had even a deal. Like I would attend the classes up to my confirmation, which is like what, you're 15 or something at your confirmation, something like
Oh,
that.
so you had that deal. Oh, so you got that early
Yeah.
in your child. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and
I had
then
absolutely
after
no
15
say whatsoever.
And she's like, after 15, it's like
Yeah.
after your confirmation, you can do whatever you want. And she's like, you're out. And I'm like, great. So that's what I did. I did that for her.
That's awesome.
Kind of, right? But like, so it was very clear to her, knowing what my thing was. So for her to get me that, it was like so random, and she never got me anything like that before. So I'm like, why would you just get me this random cross thing? It's like so odd.
Yeah, that is a strange
But
gift.
I kept it, but still, I don't like have it displayed prominently somewhere. It's like,
Yeah. The Rudy Giuliani speech will and
That is pretty good.
and the chaos that ensued afterward,
God,
and all of the
so good.
follow-ups and all of the memes and everything else. It's all in one, just great, like just one big package with a giant fucking bow.
right, and the
Thank
for
you,
the late
Rudy
night
Giuliani.
for the late night host too, right? It's like the material writes itself pretty much. It's like you don't even need
Yeah,
to,
no, exactly.
The writer's room's like, yep, this is it for this weekend.
But oh yeah, and if you ever walked into a room and forgotten why, like all the time.
I don't think I did.
I mean, I
Sometimes,
have
occasionally.
right.
Occasionally.
I mean, it could be due to my history, my mental state is
Super
not,
day every day.
what it was, and I.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of times it's like I'll run out of paper towels, and I run downstairs, and
I'm
I'm like,
downstairs.
why did I come down here?
Why am I downstairs?
Right, and I'm like, why the fuck did I come downstairs? And then I'll go back upstairs, and then it's not until 5 minutes later, it's like, I ran out of paper towels. Didn't I? Fuck.
Damn it. Right.
And then go
back
downstairs.
down.
Right.
Right. I know that.
And then be like, why am I
I
here?
can see that.
And then I do that 27 times. And then after that,
Finally, you get paper
I think-
towels.
I think I have a problem.
Let me set a 30-second reminder. Beep, go, get paper towels. Walk out. Why am I here? Beep, beep, get paper towels. Oh my God. Then you can get your paper towels.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I'll get there.
That's great. What I do a lot is I do it not. I don't know if it's because if I physically am getting up and doing something, I'm more conscious of why I'm doing what I'm doing. But definitely like with computer things, like for example, like I'm like, oh, I really want to watch that scene from The Matrix where him and Trinity enter the lobby and you know, and the gunfight
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
absolutely.
So I sit down, I pull up YouTube, and then it's like a recommended video. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I click that, and I'm like, crap, I was gonna watch something. What was it? And it's gone. It's like just gone. You know what I mean? So that I do a
Oh,
lot.
all the time.
Like I meant to watch something,
Right,
and
right,
it's just
right, right.
gone.
Right, because
So-
you didn't store that in like memory.
Right,
It was in
something.
cache.
It's in
and you
cache
just
and
cleared
and
the
got
cache.
cleared out. Yeah,
It's
something.
gone.
Right, exactly.
You can't go
Viper
back to the
bumped it right out.
recycle bin. And be like, don't empty recycle bin. I want
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah,
Done.
exactly. But and if something is for me, if something is against my routine, like if it's like shave, I don't know, shave, shower, then brush my teeth.
Oh, shave.
If
I
I-
just when you said cave. I
Shave,
was like,
sorry.
you're into spelunking, but like each day you go into a new cave. That's awesome.
That's
I'd like to
right.
hear more.
If for whatever reason I brush my teeth before, for whatever reason, and then I shower.
Right.
When I get out of the shower, I'll brush them again, not remembering that I just brushed them. You know what I mean? Because it's like my routine was so
Oh yeah, I can
set
see that.
that if I broke
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it just doesn't compute.
Right.
So I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's what you're on automatic. Like my
Yeah,
shower
exactly.
routine is very like I don't remember shaving like
Right.
half the time because it's like
Like I shaved it. You
have
actually have to check if you shaved today.
No, well, because I'm checking as I'm shaving, so it's
Oh.
like I feel it, and so it's like but I'm normally always thinking of something else.
Yeah.
Like something completely different.
Right.
It's just like the automatic motion or whatever.
Right.
Um,
Fun.
but
So there you go. Now we're getting, you
yeah.
know,
now we're
This is-
oversharing.
kids. This is what you have to look forward to as you get older.
Right. Yeah, I mean, walking through them, yeah, parts of your body just hurt. Because
Although really is
you do.
that's right. Things just hurt, right? Although there's a difference that if we don't remember, if we're getting older and they don't remember because they all have ADD, they can't even remember why
Right,
they're,
no,
where
yeah,
they are.
yeah, exactly.
It's like
I mean, yeah,
no one's remembering what they're doing.
I mean, my kid can go into the bathroom to brush his teeth and not know why he's in the bathroom.
Right.
And then when questioned, be like, I do not know why I'm here.
Right.
It's like, can you guess? Would you like to take a
Right.
guess? You are standing in the bathroom in your pajamas.
Look around at things that are in the
What do
bathroom.
you think?
Do you have to pee?
Context
Do
clues.
you have to... Right. If not, go on to the next
Do
item
you
potential.
See a toothbrush?
Right.
Nope. You're gonna
Just keep going with this. Right.
Um,
No, exactly.
that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You're getting to the food front.
Oh, cool. Well, I think that's it, dude. I think we did it.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
think
think
we
it's
covered a
like I think so. I mean, let's what do we really talk about? We talked about what appropriate attire for weddings, don't overdress, don't underdress.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, yeah. Wedding attire.
I like
ladies'
to
fashion,
aim for slightly.
especially.
Yeah, I always aim for slightly more dress than required. Slightly, not ridiculous. But
That's fine.
I think it's a worse crime being underdressed than is overdressed for the most part.
Right. Right.
So
But
I
in
always
this
err on the
particular
side
case,
of
it was like barbecue is so obvious. Like
Clear.
if you're having a barbecue
fear.
and it says no dress code, it's like yeah.
That
that's-
means
right. Yeah.
So
means
what
just-
the mattress thing, which is a
but yeah, we talked about
non-issue,
being a furry,
which is okay.
Being
No one's getting
that
hurt
entire
being furry.
community of
Mhm.
sexual decency.
Wall of separation
Um,
between bronies and My Little Pony children fans. Make sure
Right.
that stays as a
Uh,
thing.
The fact that modern medicine is a thing and that people should use it
Yes.
and take advantage of it.
Get
And
over your
not
thing.
be afraid of getting their blood drawn.
Yes.
Because that's insane.
And to make it
and
abundantly
Just
clear,
get your blood drawn.
yeah, and no question, right? So there are definitely things in today's society that are greater health risks for us than there were necessarily 100 years ago, right? But also,
Right.
medical science has advanced to the point where it's like,
Right.
don't be afraid of it, right? It's like,
Right. Because you can make an argument for all of like the preservatives and additives in the
Right.
food and the
And
the
in our
the
air,
all that.
right,
Like,
exactly.
absolutely. And then like yeah, everything was like much cleaner. But well,
yes.
it depends because you're like if you're anywhere near London, it was like nothing
Not
was
clean.
clean. It was
Industrial-
just, like it was all
The
gold
fir-
dust.
The first 10 to 20 years after the Industrial Revolution started was not a good time to be living in a city.
right. Not really. It just
Yeah.
And with no infrastructure. Really,
No,
yeah.
and no laws to say you can't pollute the water that we drink from. You know? It's
Right, yeah,
like-
like yeah, no, yeah. You just do whatever you want. You just dump it
Whatever.
wherever.
Yeah, just dump water and we'll just dump the waste in with the drinking water. Whatevs. You know? Yeah.
And then
Was it furries?
I think. Oh yeah. And then being a vegan in Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. It's like this. No, not
You know?
even vegan. Vegetarian. It's not even vegan.
Vegetarian, right? That wasn't even
It's
vegan.
like,
Right.
what?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because I keep upping it, being like it can't be just
What a
being a
big-
vegetarian.
But it is. It's
You know,
like they're
Yeah.
freaking out with her being a vegetarian. It's like,
so many people are vegetarian. Like yeah, that for
Right.
no reason, just
Right.
because they are.
Right.
Like they don't have to have a reason.
Don't have to have it.
You know, a philosophy or something.
Apparently,
like, you know,
doing Wyoming.
just
I
be
don't
like,
know.
I like plants.
Yeah.
Okay, you know.
I prefer salads. Right? What's wrong with that?
Right. Exactly.
That's so weird. But
You know,
anyway.
you do not. You know, the all broccoli diet.
I like. Well, okay. So I like certain salads with certain ingredients.
Lettuce, tomato.
Iceberg lettuce, no tomato. Tomato's
Hint of lettuce.
horrible. Iceberg lettuce,
Oh wow.
croutons, breaded cheese, celery,
So Caesar salad.
hard-boiled egg.
Cobb salad.
Like a cob. I'll do a cob. Yeah, yeah. With a little or chef with the ham. I like too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I
Chef
don't
salad.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see that, and
But
you can take off those.
I take off the
yeah.
offending items, and I do. I make a little perimeter around the plate. Take off the offending item.
Right.
On that note,
Well, this is Lindblad. Yeah.
we're gonna sign off.
All right. So
So thank you all for coming today. Thank you for the questions. Thank you
Yeah.
for the interaction,
much
guys.
appreciated.
Yeah, and keep saying those
These are the
questions in.
questions.
Yeah, he's right. Right
These are the
below,
questions.
right below him, down there is the questions. So click the link. You'll get a Google
Yeah.
form. Submit your questions. You could submit them anonymously if you want. We prefer you
Yep.
don't. Actually, if you submit them anonymously, we'll just come up with a name for you and a place where you live, even if it's not true. So do it
Exactly.
anonymously, and it won't seem like you're doing it anonymously. So rock on. Right?
Yeah.
That's okay too.
We've never done
Um,
that before, but we
We've
will do that
never
if
done
that's
that
necessary.
before.
Never,
We've never done that before.
added our own name to the end of that.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, so do that. Send us questions, and we'll be here next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Or 9:30 Eastern time.
9:30.
Right? Yeah, 9:30 Eastern U.S. time. So we'll be here, and we'll be answering your next round of 5 questions. So hopefully we gave people some wisdom today. Hopefully we gave them something to think about. Hopefully we've added our own little bit of positive, whatever you want to call it, karma, vibes into the universe this day.
Yeah, we've created more information
I think so.
that is out there in the universe.
We're fighting entropy.
Entropy.
Fighting entropy.
Yep. I also had to bring up entropy. You know, very important. So yeah.
Yep, for
Yes,
sure.
That is
All
good
right.
night.
Sounds good. So good night, adieu, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.